If you're anything like me, when you're going through a period of time when things are not going the way you want them to be, when they're a little dark, you shut down. You isolate yourself from friends and family. You go quiet. You start internalizing all this anger, this disappointment, this rage, and you just bottle it up inside. Maybe you feel like nobody truly understands what's going on in your mind. Maybe you feel like the world is against you. Maybe you feel like this is something where you just don't know what to do to get out of. So you get angry. Because anger is better than disappointment. Anger is better than sadness. Anger is easier. I've gone through some of the hardest days of my life this year. And there's been periods of time where I just don't feel like doing anything at all. I don't feel like creating. I don't feel like getting out of bed. And when you're self-employed, this is a tough cycle to be in. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through 4 actually actionable phases or steps that you can take today to get yourself moving in the right direction and get out of a rut. They're not going to make you feel better. I'll tell you that right away. They're not going to fix whatever hole is in your life, but they are going to get you moving. They're going to get you building the life that you want, even if you're angry, even if you're not feeling your best. This is not a fix. This is how you deal with your anger and your sadness to keep moving forward. When you're in a rut or a dark point in your life, typically there's a lot of darker emotions that are swirling around in your head at all times. Trust me, I get it. Now, I'm not a therapist. I don't claim that what I'm about to say is the most mentally healthy thing. It probably isn't at all, but it does work. It works because there's a lack of other options. It works because nobody really understands you. It works because somehow there's something inside you that's just a little bit different. It's something darker. Now, sadness, disappointment, grief, these are all very, very natural feelings, but they are debilitating. They are the darker emotions, but they make you stay stuck. Like, you can be sad and in bed all day long, but when you turn this into anger, now that's when you can use it as a tool. With anger, you can build. With anger, you can conquer. Anger is an art. Sadness is debilitating. Remember that. So I want you to turn all this sadness that you carry with you into rage. I want you to get angry. I want you to get angry at the world. I want you to get angry at yourself, angry at your situation. Because when you have anger in your bones, it needs somewhere to go. Now, what you're absolutely not going to do is go around being a dickhead to people who don't deserve it. That's not what we're about. We're better than that. That's not what we're doing. I'm not saying go be nice and bubbly all the time. I'm just saying what we're going to do is treat people with respect and kindness. The anger is for you. So to take action and get yourself actually moving forward, I need you to tap into these negative emotions. Take what needs to be done and attack it. Attack it with rage and do it with intensity. You don't have anything else. Your life fucking sucks. So at least do something about it while you're angry. Prove everybody fucking wrong. Become who you said you would be. Because what the fuck else are you gonna do? This might sound a little cheesy, but I personally like to come up with the little phrases that I repeat in my head when it's time to do something. So I'm gonna share some of them with you. My anger is fuel. All of my sadness turns to rage. There is art in rage. I am forged through my own fire. I will win. I just repeat those over and over in my head, and I'm telling you, there's something to be said about what it does to you. It makes you want to get up off your ass. It makes you want to go and do something and not just sit there and feel sorry for yourself. So use your anger as a tool. When you're feeling stuck, it's likely because there's absolutely no momentum in your life. Momentum is what keeps you moving. Momentum is what drives you forward when there's no motivation. And during these dark phases of your life, it's compounded by the fact that you are not doing anything, you feel heavy and you feel sorry for yourself, you don't know where to start, and it compounds. It makes you not want to do anything else. It makes you feel more stuck. And this is a vicious and dark cycle to be in. It's a cycle where you start feeling sorry for yourself for not taking action, you don't know where to start, so you don't take even more action, and then you feel shit about yourself. Trust me, I've been there many times, especially in the past year. And the problem with setting goals is that we often overestimate what we can do when we're stuck. So how many times does this happen to you? You tell yourself, this Monday morning, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm gonna go for a run, and then I'm gonna take a cold shower, and then I'm gonna work out, and then I'm gonna work on my business, and all these things. And then what happens is you miss your morning alarm, and then you feel shit about yourself, and your whole plan goes to shit, and now you're stuck again. So instead, what you need to do is you need to set bare minimums for your day. The goal is to build momentum. It's not to fix your life in one day. So take the lowest hanging fruit and start there. This could be different for anyone, but you want your bare minimums to be the least amount of work that needs to be done to get you to where you need to go. And remember, this is not your end goal. So I'll give you an example. Lately, I've not been creating as much as I need to. And this whole media engine is literally my job. It's how I make money. It's how I eat. It's how I live. It's everything to me. And I've been stuck in a creative rut. Well, I've decided, fuck creativity. I'm just gonna do what needs to be done. So I'm gonna share my bare minimums with you. Bare minimum is to post once per day on Instagram and TikTok, to work out 6 days a week and hit abs every workout. One of these talking head YouTube videos. I wanna track my food every day, and I wanna get out of my bed by 9 a.m. every day. Very simple, very easy. So is this gonna fix my life and my feelings and all this shit? No. But what it will do is help me move forward and take immediate action. You take action with speed, and then once all this shit is done, then I can go back to feeling sorry and sad and all this stuff. But only after it gets done. Because I know that when it gets done, I'm closer to being the person that I want to be. And to be fully honest, I want people to look at me and be like, holy shit, this guy just doesn't stop. Or, like, God damn, this guy works like a machine. And then I can let the results speak for themselves, but I can do it fucking angry. It just needs to be done. So set the lowest bar of what you need to do and start there. Don't set all these lofty goals that are supposed to turn you into the perfect person. This is just about building momentum. So all this anger and all this rage, it needs somewhere to go. It needs somewhere violent to go. So what better way than to use it to work on yourself and build yourself up? Push, pull legs twice through, and then you rest on Sundays. That's all you need to do. Do not make this overcomplicated. Just attack each workout with intensity, and that's it. Now, I don't want to hear all this shit about, oh, this is not optimal, or there's better scientific-based training programs, or you're overtraining. I'm not claiming this to be optimal. But you know what's not optimal? Is you sitting on your ass, eating fucking chips, and complaining about, oh, my life sucks. So stop that shit, and stop feeling sorry about yourself. The gym is free therapy. As men, we need to channel our aggression, our emotions, and we need a release for our testosterone. Not to mention all this anger that you already carry with you from not being the guy that you want to be. So we need to be in the gym. Not only do we need to be a monster internally, but we need to forge our bodies to reflect that externally. Little by little, your body starts to change. Little by little, you start to see yourself differently. You start to walk differently. You start to change the way that you feel about yourself. You start feeling like the guy who gets things done. Your body is like the armor around you. It must be built and it must be strong. Whoever or whatever wronged you, whatever shitty cards you might have been dealt, whatever the world has set up to be against you, use it as fuel. Add anger to everything you do, because like I said, it's easier to do things angry than to do things sad. You can either be angry and sit in bed all day and pout, or you can be angry and attack the things that you need to do and get them done. And for your last act of love, you will turn into everything you said you'd become. There is art in rage. There is art in suffering, and both are needed for growth. That's why they call it growing pains, because it fucking hurts and it's not comfortable and you're going to suffer. The way I see it, you have two options. You can have this period turn you into a sad little puppy that you need pity and you romanticize your sadness and you treat yourself like a little bitch. Or you can be the person that despite everything, you got it done, who forged himself through fire, who made it even when suffering. All this video is meant to do is to help you get started. So, thanks for watching.